You got to understand, I thought San Francisco was going to be locked down. We hadn't got the full report yet. They just said closed down by 12 o'clock. So I left at 2 o'clock, speeding up there, thinking if I don't get up there and get my kid out of San Francisco by 12 o'clock, she's stuck and I'm stuck. I emptied out all these cabinets here and all the stuff underneath my bed so I could just throw her stuff in, and I rushed. I ate on the way. Made only the stops I had to make for gas. 90 miles an hour all the way up there.
So there's the van. Oh, in that gray square there, I added another ice box. So why do I have all this plastic here? So here's what you got. So it goes all the way over there. So you see there's a gap here. Space in between. All right. Sorry about the flapping the wind blowing here. So there's a space in between. Why? There's one layer of plastic here. See where my hand is? There's one layer directly behind me. And there's another layer that goes up to the top. Right? Give you another viewpoint of it. So right here. So you have this layer here at the top going all the way down right behind me. Now my door, if you remember, is right there. So come back over here. So you got it. So whatever is, it has to get, I'm trying to keep from getting to the back, has to get through this, has to get through this. And so both doors, so that's two to get through the doors. And this one door actually has, I guess you would say three, because it would have to get through this one, which goes all the way over the door the first time. Then I went over this door again because there was just more cracks in this door. So I went from here all the way over to there. So this is the third piece covering the side door. The second piece starts here covering the side door, going all the way around. So that'd be 1, 2, 3 for the side door. All right, now inside the door, that's the front door. I got more plastic sealing up that door. All right, now I got more plastic sealing up this door. All right, so now I have how many layers? I got the one layer of plastic behind my seat. I got the second layer covering both doors, that whole wall actually, but up to the ceiling. Then I got a third layer just covering the side door. Then I got it'll be a fourth layer for the side door and a third layer for the front door inside here. Now why did I put all that plastic up in my van?
You got to understand, I thought San Francisco was going to be locked down. We hadn't got the full report yet. They just said closed down by 12 o'clock.
Well, here's the deal. This corona thing. So I have a daughter with a pre-existing condition. Doctor made it very clear to her, you get the flu, you check in the hospital, you don't check out. You check in the hospital. Well, I don't know. Did she say don't check out? I don't know if she actually said that because doctors can't say that. I think she probably used the word likely won't check out, to cover her. But she said it in a way so we understood. Basically, she gets the flu with the condition she has, she dies. So what does that mean for the corona? She gets the corona, she dies. Now, I had already sent her to San Francisco State with some gloves and some of the regular masks that the surgeons use. She was supposed to be wearing those just for the flu. Was she wearing them? She's just a kid, though. Yeah, it is what it is. Even though she was in a room with me with the doctor when we heard all this terrible stuff that could happen to her, and some stuff still could. Yeah, hard to get kids to do what they got to do. Well, she's not a kid, she's a grown-up, but still thinking like one. Now, so here we are 3 weeks ago. San Francisco State University sent a message to the students saying, hey, we would like you to leave. It's just basically how it read. We would like you to leave. We strongly urge you to leave. We want you to leave. I'm translating to the way it read. I don't remember exactly what it said, but it pretty much read like, we want you to leave. Turn in your keys. We might have school again in 3 or 4 weeks from now. Maybe, I don't know. But, just turn in your keys and try and get your stuff out. I told my daughter, I said, there's no school in 3 or 4 weeks. When you leave for Christmas break, which she wasn't there this past Christmas because her illness was so bad she had to drop out the last semester. But she's already been through a couple Christmases because it's, it was her junior year, so she had to drop out. You don't turn in your keys. So if you're going to start school again in 3-4 weeks, why would you turn in your keys? I told her there's no school. There's not going to be any summer school. You need to come home. She didn't want to come home. I didn't fight. I just didn't feel like it. Just didn't feel like fighting with her. She said, the next day, and the next day was like the school clarified it, saying, well, we realize some people are international students and they can't leave. If you want to stay, if you just contact us. And a lot of students stayed. Her roommates stayed. So she was like, I don't want to leave. I want to stay. And I understood it. She's more comfortable there. College just, makes you feel like, that freedom as an adult, even though you're not an adult because somebody else is paying all your bills, but you can feel free, that's what college is. Now, well, yeah, you get your education, but whatever. So she didn't want to come back. Okay, cool. Now, then, let me see, I'm trying to get the timeline. So then that week went by, and something told me, because that whole week I was like, go shopping. She wouldn't listen to me. I'm feeling, go shopping. Right? You got me every day. Go shopping. People are buying up everything. Go shopping. Now I don't feel like going shopping. She finally decided to get up and get off her butt and go shopping, sending me pictures of empty shelves. I'm like, I told you to go shopping. So now she's out there, and it wasn't until actually she wouldn't wear any mask until the day. Let me get the timeline right. It was the day before the email went out, or it might have actually been that same day. She actually finally, I convinced her, and I had, a couple of family members, had her sister call, uncle call. She finally was convinced to wear the mask, either that day or the same day. And then, of course, the message came. And so from then on, she's wearing the mask. When she's, she went shopping, she's wearing the mask and the gloves. Okay. So after that whole week went by, so I'm actually doing good because yesterday I was really terrible on the timeline. So let me just recap it. So it was, I think it was a Monday or a Tuesday, got the message from the college. Then the next morning, message was clarified saying you could kind of stay. That whole week I called. That's when that first rush of food and everybody started grabbing toilet paper. I called and said, go shopping. I mean, the rush might have started the week before, but it got crazy that week, where people were just like panicking to get toilet paper. And that whole week, no, she wouldn't listen, wouldn't go. Finally, she started going. Shelves are almost empty. Then that Sunday, I went to LA to work, Hollywood, now working around tourists. I had my mask on. I fully planned to stay protected. However, once I got down there, I kind of was like, I was trying to sell tickets for the tours, and then I got tired of doing that, so I'm like, I just took the mask off. Then, I was about to go home. I went up and I started talking to one of the guys that works there, that I talk to all the time. Social distance, no. Talk to a girl who works there all the time, social distance, no. Talk to my boss there, social distance, no. Now, and these people are in Hollywood every day around tourists. So they're the worst people to, to get close to in this kind of situation. But I didn't think to put my mask back on. But in the long run, it might not have made a difference, because at that point I didn't know that you're supposed to cover your eyes too. So I had stuff to cover my eyes, but I didn't know you were supposed to do it, so I wouldn't have done it anyway. So, but still, the mask would have been nice. But I wasn't really tripping because, hey, my 90-year-old mother was still leaving the house without a mask. Nobody in my town, hour outside of LA, was leaving the house with a mask on. I might go out and I'd never see masks. Now, I had masks in the house, but nobody was wearing them. So it wasn't like I didn't wear them because they wasn't wearing them. I just didn't, you're hearing if you're young and healthy, and I'm, mid, 50 something. Yeah. Well, who cares? I'm 50 something. I'm trying to hide that. I don't know why I even did that. Like I'm gotta hide my age. Like I got no star-studded future coming where I gotta hide my age. I'm 50 something years old. Anyway, and so I'm fairly healthy. I don't know. Doctors think I might have something, but I haven't taken a test yet. I'm thinking no. I'm gonna roll the dice, and I'm on the good side that I'm okay. So I'm not worried about it. But then that Monday, my daughter. So timeline. So that Sunday, I'm at work. That Sunday night, I called my daughter. I texted her. I said, someone told me text her, do you want to come home, or are you good? You want to stay? The answer was, I don't know, which meant I need you to force me to come home because, right? Because, you know, yeah, that said she wasn't going to fight. So I called and I said, so your answer changed. Why? Last week it was like, I don't want to come. Now you don't know. Well, it's getting crazy out there. Oh, yeah. You see all the empty shells. And then, of course, more news are coming out about other cities and stuff. And so she's scared. So now she wants to come home. Good. No fight. So I'm like, you know what? Here's what we're going to do. I just went to work yesterday and I didn't wear no gear. So I gotta wait like 14 days. So you just chill. You got enough food to last you 14 days? She's like, yeah. All right. So just chill in the apartment. Give me 14 days. Let me make sure I'm good. And I'll come up and get you. That was Sunday night. Monday morning, I get a call early in the morning. Daddy, we got a message from the school. Message read, get out. Now, it wasn't like, oh, you know, if you kind of want to stay. Because remember, they already told him a week ago to leave. And then the next morning was like, oh, kind of maybe you could stay if just contact us. This message was like, get out. Get your stuff out. It was, I don't remember exactly how I read, but it was kind of like, if you can't get your stuff out, get it out. But try and get your stuff out, but get out. You know, turn your keys, get out. Now, that a little bit later, so I'm like, okay, man, just last night we were talking. See how fast it changed. Just last night we was talking. Was going to give myself, you know, a quarantine time, and now I got to come get you. And I went to LA, and I've been walking around the streets with no mask. Okay, man, but I got to come get you. I get it. So I'm like, okay, well, you know, a couple days, you know, I'll come get you. I get to get my oil changed in the van. Now, and I could have took the car, my mother's car, which I took her up there, but of course now she's got a whole bunch of food. There's no way the car was packed, nowhere we could get it back in the car. And you know, and there's another reason I was thinking not why I didn't want to take the car, which I'll explain, which you already know, but I'll explain. So then an hour later, now this is early in the morning, an hour later, she calls back, says, Daddy, a friend sent me a message that her father got from his friend in the Pentagon. So, and the message reads that San Francisco is going to shut down in 2 days. Shutting down. And so now I'm panicked. Okay, what does that mean, shut down? You know, I mean, who has a friend in the Pentagon? But it could be true. Wait for it. You know, it sounds far-fetched, but you know, other there have been 2 cities shut down already in America. So, right now, here's the thing: I got a sick kid up there. Do I just leave her there, and I got a couple days, or do I go? Now I'm thinking, okay, I got a couple days, so you know, okay, it says the message was a couple days. I'll get a train maybe tomorrow. Now, so 30 minutes later, another message from my daughter. Daddy, the mayor of San Francisco just announced they're closing the city by midnight. Now, so much for wondering if that Pentagon informant was correct. Yeah, they were correct. Because, yeah. Now, you know, who knows? They got it from the Pentagon. I might have got somewhere else. But it was good information because the mayor announced shut down by midnight. Now, here's the thing. They didn't specify what that meant.
You got to understand, I thought San Francisco was going to be locked down. We hadn't got the full report yet. They just said closed down by 12 o'clock.
Now, the next day I found out it meant, you know, if you lived in the city, out of the city, or whatever, you could still leave the city and come into the city. But I didn't know that. I had to make a decision. I had a sick kid, now scared, shouldn't be out, period, around people, has something that this virus would definitely kill her. She would have to, you know, go scrounge up food on her own. And I'm not sure if I can get into the city after midnight. There was no clarification. I immediately leave at 7 o'clock. You know, because I told you we were talking early in the morning. 7 o'clock, I called a Ford dealership. I'm like, hey, I need my oil change now, because I don't want to go over my miles. I needed to get my oil change. You know, I want to mess up my warranty. So she said, well, it's kind of getting busy up here, but you can see I jumped up, threw on my clothes, brushed my teeth, took off. Got my van. Didn't take that long. I had a 10 o'clock doctor's appointment. Got there, got my van done in time to go to Lowe's, buy some plastic. Wait for it. It's plastic and tape. Went over to the doctor, had my doctor's appointment, came home. Emptied out all this back part of the van. and put that plastic in. I didn't put all of it in. I put the part around the door in, and the second little layer over the side door. I did not put the part behind my seat and the part on the inside, because I was running out of time. 6.5 hours for me to get to San Francisco. So, you know, I got my mother out of bed. I said, Mom, can you get out of bed? Can you make me some food? I got to go, because she knew what was going on. I got to go with Kayla. I don't have time to eat. Can you make me something? I'm hungry. All right. So she gets up. She's making food. I'm putting this plastic up. And in the end, I was like, okay, I don't have no time. I got to eat it. I got to go, you know, get it ready for me. She puts it together. I jump in the van. I take off at 2 o'clock, 90 miles an hour. I'm driving. Got to the Grapevine, traffic. I'm like, oh damn, is this because of everybody's trying to get to San Francisco, get their kids? I'm telling my daughter, at first I'm like, I'll be there, you won't take me to, but you know, till 8:30, 8 o'clock, something like that, whatever the time was saying on the phone. In the end, I called back, said, I don't know, maybe I won't even get there tonight because of this traffic. You know, I'll get there and I don't know if we could get out in time. My daughter was like, well, at least you'll be stuck here with me. And I was like, I don't want to be stuck, period, in San Francisco, but yes, it's better if I'm stuck there with you, because she can't handle that. She couldn't handle that. And I was prepared for that. I took all of her medicine in case we got stuck there. She wouldn't run out of medicine. And I took some stuff, you know, my cooker and stuff like that. So, hey, it is a van. It ain't like we don't have a place to live. I mean, we still could have used the apartment until they came and knocked on the door. And then if they knocked on the door, I could have already had her stuff here in the van and still been able to live in it. And because the bed's up here, I didn't have nothing on the bed. So I got there, but the traffic was a accident, and so got by that accident, got to San Francisco, I think by 8:30. I don't know, 90 miles an hour the whole way. I was like, forget it. If I get a ticket, I get a ticket. 90 miles an hour the whole way. And I mean, sometimes I was pushing 100, but I'm like, I was scared to I never pushed the van that fast. So I was like trying to control it and keep it around 90. Only stopped to put some more gas in. When I got there, I put the rest of the plastic on that wall behind me. First, I put the plastic inside the van, so we can start loading stuff in. And while my daughter's putting the light stuff in the van, I put that other wall right behind me. Now, why did I put the plastic up? Once we got the van loaded, we're headed back. I think we was taking off by 10:30. Heading out the city. My goal was I want to be out the city by 12. And then before you think I'm paranoid, I talked to another guy up there that was loading. He said his wife called him, said the same thing, said, hey, we got to be out by midnight. He was in Sacramento. He said, okay, I'll come down and get the stuff. And he was saying the same thing. He didn't know what it meant. He didn't know if it meant if you're not out by midnight, you can't get out. On my way up there, I thought about Saigon falling. Now, only the older people know about that. Talking about the fall of Vietnam, when it was rushed to get all the Americans out through the embassy. That's what I thought about. That's what I felt. I had acid reflux. Now, first I thought it was like, okay, did I catch corona? Because I was in LA working the day before, and they say chest tightness, and I was feeling chest tightness, but I was burping too, so I was like, okay, I'm familiar with that, so hopefully I'm just stressed the hell out, because I really literally felt like, and had to go on the evidence that I had.
You got to understand, I thought San Francisco was going to be locked down. We hadn't got the full report yet. They just said closed down by 12 o'clock.
If I didn't get up there to get my kid out by midnight, she would be stuck in San Francisco. And eventually kicked out of the dorm room in San Francisco. I didn't know. I know it sounds crazy, but I didn't have the information. Now, of course, the next day they clarified it and said you could still leave the city or come in the city, stuff like that. But I didn't know. I couldn't take a chance. I called my uncle, said, hey, what do you think? And I was like, I can't risk it. He was like, no, you can't risk it. Just go get her. So back to the plastic. Now, remember, I had been in Hollywood the day before, and I've been walking around for weeks before that with no mask. What if I caught something? I could be asymptomatic. And, or if I needed 5 days before I started showing symptoms. Only thing I could think of is they say keep 5-6 feet. Well, if I'm in the front of the van and she's back here in the back, that's a good 5 feet. But then I was worried about the air. I don't know. They don't, they come up with, little tiny parts of what it does or how it's transmitted, a little information at a time. I don't know if the air I'm breathing out can, affect somebody. So I put the plastic up so she wouldn't breathe my air for the 6.5-7 hour drive back. And she got in through the back, stayed in the back. She had her mask on the entire trip in 95. I had an N95 mask on in the front, which I found doesn't really go well because by the time I load it up, I'm sweating a little bit. And, masks don't last very long, I found. But anyway, so we both had the N95 mask on, but I'm up there in the front. I keep my window open a little bit so my air basically would circulate in the front cab, and not get through the plastic. I mean, that was the best. Was it totally sealed? I taped it up really, really good, and because I put multiple layers in case it got past. It was taped on the floor too, taped to the ceiling, taped on the sides, taped to the floor, and so, I wasn't coughing or anything like that, but if I did, it would have to get through several layers of plastic to get back here. Now I know it's a biological germ type of thing. It'll find a crack in the space. It's not a perfect seal, but I did the best I could. And then again, she kept her N95 on the entire trip back. Even if she fell asleep back here, she was told to sleep with the mask on, and she did. And like I said, I would keep my window open and cracked a little bit so my air can get out. So that's why I showed you the plastic up front. Crazy. Now, am I living in a van? Of course not. Anybody knows me knows I was never full time. Don't beat me up for that. I was all the max. I was like 6 days. I always came home one day to my mother's house and washed clothes and cleaned up. I don't know how people do it full time. It's nice to have a place to go to do that. I used to think like if I was rich, what I would do is have a place where, around the country, just buy places where people could go in and stop and wash their clothes just for one night. One night. That's all you get. You come in. You can sleep on a cot inside the place, walk around, stretch, watch some TV, play some games with some people or whatever, get some ice, dump your water, wash your clothes, and then you got to go the next day. And so because, I clean the van, because, I would always clean up after 6 days. That was max for me. I come home. So now, but where am I going to work? My job is tours. We were already starving. It was a bad Christmas. I had already did a couple of deferments for February and March because there was no money, and we was all like, well, we'll be okay. We just got to make it to spring break. We got to make it to spring break. There is no spring break. So can I keep the van? I have no idea. I fully expect to lose the van. It is what it is. I mean, people are losing their life. So, losing the van is not the end of the world. I have plastic behind my door in the room. In case I cough, that air stays inside my room. I take my clothes off when I come in and go out shopping. I'm the only one who leaves the house. My mother's 90 and my daughter has a issue, so they could both die from this. I mean, I'm assuming that the doctors are wrong, or they're leaning the wrong way, and that I'm healthy. So I should be able to recover from it. Now, so I go out with a mask on, gloves on, goggles on. I got a full face shield. I was one of those lucky people. I found a face shield before they ran out. I think I bought the last 2 in town. And so, I go out and I feel, safe. I come home and I do the process. I wipe down the car, and everything. If I touch my phone, I wipe the phone down. I wipe down the keys. I now put I take my clothes off in the back of the house. It's kind of a long house. So I take my clothes off on the back side of the house, and then I go back in my shoes, and I go back to the back part of the house. From starting today, actually, I do not take my clothes that I was out in, because if somebody coughs, they say it stays, or sneezes, it stays on your clothes. So my clothes don't go, when I go out in, do not go back toward the back of the house where my mother and my daughter are. So it's a crazy time. So I couldn't live in the van even if I wanted to, because like I said, I'm the only one. I got to hunt down. My daughter's on a special diet, and unfortunately with everybody rushing the food, they rush some of the food that normally people don't want to buy. Some of the stuff is kind of expensive, but I guess if there was nothing left, they bought anything they could get their hands on. And so it's been hard finding the foods that she can eat on her special diet. So there's no way I can be in the van. I have to be here. Then again, I got no job to go to anyway. So, well, that's it. I don't know how van life is going for some of y'all. And this is one of those times, like if you pay cash for your van, you're so damn lucky. So I can't figure out some money, I'll lose the van. We'll figure they take 2 months to repo, so May and June. They'll come looking for the van sometime in June. So, yeah, it is what it is. Not even mad about it. I kind of really don't care. So it would be nice to keep it, but it is what it is. Anyway, y'all stay safe. I don't know what else to say. Welcome to 2020, right?